Okay, we're going to take a look at color correction using Premiere Pro and some of the differences here in Premiere as opposed to Avid. First of all, we have to understand that under Premiere it's a little different than the way Avid handles color correction. The biggest difference is in Avid you get a single interface with all of the tools necessary to perform your color correction. Here in Premiere it's a little bit different. We have an interface that we can customize to work with color correction, but it's not a single location for all your tools. Actually, you're going to be using a collection of effects, and we'll look at some of them right now. But first, let's change our configuration. We're going to change our window workspace, and we're going to go into color correction. Okay, here's the color correction interface, and you can see there's several differences here to your normal interface. Other than things getting moved around a bit, you'll notice your effect controls are here, your project right here. Timeline is a little compacted over here, but that's okay because we need to make room for this new window, which is called a reference monitor. Now you can access the reference monitor also by going under Window, and you can bring up the reference monitor right here, which we already have. And it's going to give you access to a variety of monitors that you can use to evaluate your video. And if we go to the pull-down menu, you can see that we have a bunch of different choices. The standard one that many of us have seen is the Waveform Monitor right here. Now there are some adjustments available here. First of all is the 7.5 IRE. Now we use that for NTSC. Here using digital and HD, no longer a necessity to keep our black level above 0 at 7.5, which is what we used to do, which is this dashed line over here. Now we can go ahead and go all the way down to 0 for our black levels. Also, we have the ability to show color on here, or the chroma, as it refers to brightness. This is actually can be very confusing, and I recommend that you keep that one off. And finally, we have the intensity. The intensity basically is how bright or dim the trace is that you're looking at on the scope. I like to keep it up full brightness so I can see everything going on this scope. One nice feature on this monitor is this bar here on the right hand side. This will show you the contrast range being used in the shot. In this case, just a little bit over 100 at the top end and about 10 IRE on the bottom end, so we can see that we're not anywhere near our blacks yet, which is down at this 0 line right now, where it should be. Also, we have our monitor up here. We can drag our controls from our timeline. That will change our monitor. Notice that our reference monitor changes as well. So wherever we are in our timeline, it will be reflected both in the program monitor and the reference monitor. For those that haven't used this type of waveform monitor before, just real quick for you, this is a measurement of only the brightness of a shot, no color. As you move across, the higher it is, the brighter it is. The lower it is, the darker it is. So this little point down here approaching 0 is the black socks on the soccer player. Here we can see the uniform showing up right about here as we move across. The white sky in the background, that's what you're seeing up here at the very top of the monitor. So that's kind of how we interpret this monitor. We're going to be dealing initially just with the brightness levels and not with color. So let's find a particularly bright part of this shot, which we can see right here is quite bright, and we can see all of this going on at the 100 line, which is the maximum brightness we can have, and it's kind of crowded up here. You can see the line thicken. When you see lines thicken like this, that means there's a lack of detail, sometimes called crushing. So we've got the whites being crushed here. Okay, so now we know how to read the reference monitor. In this case, we are just looking at the waveform monitor. We have to see, well, how are we going to correct this shot. And we'll do that in just a moment.